Hello, budgeting friends. It's Brittney from the Pretty Plus, and today I'm here to share with you how we royally, I'm not going to cuss, how we royally screwed up July. It did not go to plan at all. Like, if you go back and watch our July, my July budget with me, I think is what I called it, you'll see that, yeah, a lot of things went awry. And I think in that video I said that I intended on putting $600 or $700, something like that, toward our debt, and we are not doing that. So I'll just get into the nitty-gritty of things and share with you a little story about our mortgage. So usually I say our mortgage never changes, $901. Well, this is something that goes back a few years. So when we first, my nose really itches, sorry guys. When we first moved in, our mortgage was $935, and we paid that for the first year, and then we got a letter saying that we'd overpaid and a check following with the amount that we overpaid to escrow. So then the next year they adjusted it and made it so that we pay $901 instead of $935, which was cool, right? And then yeah, so then for a year we paid that. But then while we were in the hospital with Clara, so last September, we got a letter saying that our house was going up for a tax sale because we hadn't paid our taxes, which our escrow takes care of. So I researched into it some, and I find that we have two parcels that our house is on. I didn't even know that was a thing. And our escrow was paying the front half, but not the back half. So we got in touch with them. They were supposed to be paying it. That's why there was extra money that they gave us back. And now, since there were 1 year they gave us the money back, 1 year they didn't charge us to pay that tax, and then that makes it 2 years that we need to be paying $35 extra a month, and we didn't. So $970 now is what we're paying. Oh, I can understand it. I know why it's happening, right? Like I just told you the story exactly how it happened and why it happened, and it still pisses me off that it's 970 now. Next year, in July, it should be to 935 again. And that should be it unless we refinance or something of that sort. But anyway, that is our mortgage deal. Oh, so that was a surprise. Anyway, we never opened the letter that our mortgage provider sends us every month, and just because we know that it's a statement, we just put it away, put it away, put it away. And so when I saw that it was 970, I was like, what in the world? But then I quickly was able to put it together. So that's that. Car payment is the same, $279. Phones, $193 instead of $192, and that's because the taxes change a little on it each month, and I'm not exactly sure why. So it was $1 over, not a huge deal. Internet is $59 instead of $65. We got a little, it was I don't remember, a rebate or something. I think that we paid too much the month before. I don't remember. So $6 under, which is probably our only success for the month, to be quite honest. Daycare I skipped over gas and electric, $259. That is $59 more than I had budgeted for. It's just because it's been super hot here in Indiana, and we have an older house, it's 1950 build, and so sometimes it just takes a little more to keep up with everything. You know, $59 over. Not super happy about it, but I would rather us be cool and our house have electricity and water and gas and all that than to complain about it. So $259. Daycare $500. Online subscription Hulu $12. And then our groceries and household, we stayed within budget. Random. We hardly ever do that lately. We haven't been doing that very well. So $198. cutting it close, but did not go over. Um, let's see. Joey and North. I budgeted $15 and I quickly remembered that I needed to budget $20. So, like the same day that I recorded the video, I changed it to 20 because they needed food instead of just litter. So, instead of litter, they didn't need litter or anything this month. We already had it. So, food is what we needed and it was $20. Medical bills, $232. Credit card minimum payment, $45. Restaurant budget, we moved it to 200 because we were doing 2 trips this month. Chicago for a whole weekend, which we knew was going to be expensive, and then Michigan for a day, which we knew would add on at least one meal for us, basically. Anyway, I made it 200 instead of 150, which is what I had written down. I changed it at the same time I did Joey and North's change. Anyway, we went way over that. I mean, way over. And I'll go down here and explain it. It says 208, but that's only because we had change, literal change. We had like a change jar, and Brett's mom had a change jar that Brett was able to bring home after he went there for a little trip. $127. And then we transferred $50 from travel. So if we look, we actually spent $385 this month on going out to eat, which is probably why it was easy for us to stay in our budget for our groceries, to be honest. But anyway, $177 of that was covered by random sinking fund and random change that we put in there, and we went over by $8. Didn't end up as horrible as it could have because we had that extra stuff that we knew we wanted to allocate toward that. But Chicago is expensive, guys. We didn't even go to any like really cool restaurants or anything. We went to some normal places. $210. It's a real bitch. Anyway, the other place we went over was on gas, and that's because we went on a few trips. So Brett made a trip to Cleveland. We went to Chicago. We went to Michigan. Yeah. So we went over. It was actually $356, but we used $50 from the travel sinking fund, so we went over by $56. We spent $306, and yeah, you're seeing all these things that are just like negative, negative, negative. There's literally one thing that's not negative. Anyway, our allowance was $80, $40 a piece, and then all of our sinking funds were the same. Family needs, $25. Insurance, $110. Car and house, $60 each. $50 for gifts for each other. $20 for our Friendsgiving holiday sinking fund. $5 for the pets, since we already have money in there for them. $30 in our medical sinking fund. $35 in our vacation and travel, and $85 in our presents. That encompasses all the presents that we give everyone, including Clara, not including Brett and I. Yeah. These are not looking super pretty right now either. Yeah, it was a rough month. I don't regret it though. We had a really great time. So, yeah, getting closer and closer to paying off our debt. We really want to get it done this year, so we're going to make a push to do that, obviously. But this month, yeah, wasn't the best place to do that. Anyway, what did we spend on our sinking funds? Let's go over here. Travel, $100 from travel. We spent $50 on beach supplies. We spent $100 on some family photos. 4th of July, $20. That seems like so long ago, and it's really not. Anyway, yeah, and then we spent money on Clara's birthday and presents and stuff. So, anyway, oh, the total was supposed to be $3,656, and we were supposed to bring in, well, and we brought in $4,439. We were supposed to have $783 left over. However, we went way over by $185, and so we had $598 left over. Now I'll show you guys what we did with that money. So, this is where we track what we did with that money. The first thing is always Clara's expenses. So we had Amazon formula. So Similac had a coupon on Amazon for 40% off packs of 6. And so we did that because that's the best deal we can find really for her formula. So we did that. And we did that twice, actually. One is shown here. The next is shown on the next month because that'll be for next month's supply. We put a deposit down for photos, for like family photos and some photos of her. And then we made that payment as well. But it came from a sinking fund, so we took that away. And then we got a beach towel for her to sit on the beach and a hat. $12. So we spent $70 on her. That was my main goal, was to not spend as much on Clara, and we had been spending literally hundreds of dollars on her for the most random things. So I was glad to see that we didn't do that this month. $70 was spent on her. $30 on the Museum of Contemporary Art Chicago tickets. Great installation on Virgil Abloh. You should definitely check it out if you're in the area. Brett had some car maintenance done. He has one of those fancy cars that has like it's a high maintenance, literally. $126, and it was actually $426. We took $300 from our car sinking fund. $126 was left over. We wiped out our car sinking fund. We don't have any for the rest of the year. So when I get an oil change or anything, if anything else happens, it's coming out of our pocket. So it is what it is. That was a transfer from sinking funds to Brett. So, for the car, because he paid for it. Whatever. Anyway, the money went from sinking funds to his car. And then, we are paying $375 toward our debt. My goal was $600. This is almost $400, right? It's not horrible. I look at all this and I say, we used to do so much more damage than this. So I can't, again, I said this the last few months, I haven't been super pleased with how our month has looked. However, if we compare this to where we were like 2 years ago, so much better. I mean, it's worlds better. To say that we have the money to do any of these things that we're doing instead of paying, $500 in minimums alone, I'd say we're doing okay. So I just talked myself down. I needed that pep talk. You didn't need that pep talk. Okay, so the last thing that I have to share with you is this new section down here called Roundup Total. At my bank, we have something called Roundup Savings, and it's basically where, say you spend $1.25 on your card. The 75 extra, so it'll round up to $2, and the 75 extra cents will go into your savings. And it does it for every time you use your debit card. You swipe it anywhere, that's what happens. So we have been taking all of that money, and it usually ends up being like $15 to $20 a month. It really adds up. We have been taking all of that money and putting it in Clara's savings, because we don't right now, we're not allocating a certain amount every month like we plan to in the future. So anything that goes into that savings is what she gets in her savings account. So we have recently started using a credit card again for all of our everyday purchases because we get 2% cash back. And I know, guys, don't kill me because I'm using a credit card. We are okay with credit cards. If you do not feel comfortable with credit cards, do not use them. That's a different spiel. People use cash and not debit cards. When we've graduated, we started with cash. Then we used our debit cards. Now we're using a credit card and we just pay it off every time we get paid. Anyway, that's a whole different spiel. But it doesn't have the roundup savings option like our bank account does. So I've just been doing it manually because I still want her to get that cash, and I love that when we're doing anything like in our budget, do you think that everything actually rounds out to $58 for her formula? It was actually $57.12 or something, but that extra 88 cents, that was quick math. The extra 88 cents was rounded up and it went to the savings account for Clara, if that makes sense. So we wanted to keep doing that. So I've just gone in every few days and I will say July 19th to the 21st, and I'll add up all of the spending that we've done, and then I'll round all of those. Like, I'll take the extra roundup number, add them together, and put them down here so I know which days I've done. So we started late in the month. You can see we started on the 19th using that card, and we haven't spent anything since the 29th. So $9.56 is what we'll be putting into Clara's account, plus whatever we have actually there from our roundup savings from our bank account. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I really love it. If it's an option for your bank or your credit card or whatever, you should definitely do it. I know there are some like third-party companies that help with savings goals and things like that do it. I believe Acorn is the one that comes to mind that does it. Not exactly sure. You can research a little bit more, figure that out. But we love it because it makes our budget look so much easier. Like, all of these things would have been like $21.19. But instead, we just make it 22, and the extra amount goes to baby savings. So super easy. I highly recommend. And that is what our month looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it, subscribe to see more videos like this. You can always find me on the internet at The Pretty Plus on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. I say that in a different order every single time. Don't know how. Don't know why. Anyway, again, thank you. I hope that you'll come back and see me soon. Bye, guys.